Hola y bienvenido a episodio 26 de Amigos del Espectáculo. Me llamo Esteban y este es mi podcast con el que le hablo con algunas de las personas más divertidas y agradables de Twitter. Ellos son los amigos del espectáculo. El amigo de esta semana es Allison, a Suge Knight en Twitter. Pasé un momento divertido charlando con Allison y cubrimos muchas cosas. Desde mochileros en Europa a lo que es un super fan de Backstreet Boys, a cosas sobre Utah. Este programa lo tiene todos. Amigos del espectáculo, episodio 26, con Suge Knight. Ahora.
I feel that there is nothing more truly artistic than to love people.
Vincent Van Gogh.
Vincent Van Gogh. No, it's me. I said it.
Oh, it's a great quote.
Thank you. Are you...
Yeah. Welcome to the podcast, Allison.
I'm so sorry I talked at the wrong time.
No, I like it because it's just playing. The music's just playing, and you can talk freely. But most people just listen to the theme quietly, and then I introduce them. But it's more fun when people talk over it. It's happened a few times.
When I don't know what's going on, I'm like, what is this sweet, this funky beat? I don't know what's going on.
I believe your pal Mild Sauce also was like, what's a jaunty tune? I was like, oh, yeah, it's jaunty. Shout out to Kyle I. Davidson, my cousin. He put that up on the ones and twos, and now it's the theme to the podcast.
Oh, wow.
Hooray! So
great.
Now we're deep in it, where a podcast has begun. Welcome, Allison at Suge_Knight. That is Suge, SUG_Knight, KNIGHT. That's a very interesting handle, and it's kind of like the rap guy, but it's also not like that at all.
Yeah, we're not really similar, even though that name is similar.
You're not friends?
No.
It's not like an inside joke. He's in prison?
I think so. I'm not really sure what his status is. He's in and out.
I know, yeah, he's in and out. I knew that he was in and out. I think I remember a story about him threatening Vanilla Ice back in the olden days. So he seems like a pretty threatening kind of guy. It's an odd person to model your handle on.
Yeah. Well, I remember when I was in, my whole life, everyone's called me Sugar since I was, a baby.
Oh.
And my gym class, when I was a sophomore in high school, my, gym teacher knew me from, childhood. And she introduced me to the class as Sugar. And some dude just started calling me Suge Knight. And so I just kind of adopted it.
I get it. Just that guy's free association led to the handle and the nickname.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to that guy for just yelling it out. Suge Knight. That's it. Easy.
Yeah. It's a good...
Well, that's
I like
cute.
The handle.
Yeah, Sugar, that's a pretty cute little nickname.
Oh, thanks.
Was that because you're just like a sweet little bundle of sweetness?
Well, it's because my sister had a doll named Sugar. I don't know why it was named Sugar, but yeah, so she was like, we should name me Sugar. And so they would call me that kind of to make fun of her, like a mean joke. What a dumb idea, name a human Sugar. But yeah, that's not my real name.
Not the real name, of course, which is Allison, which is a good name also, right? Pretty happy with that? Happy with how that turned out?
Yeah.
That's good. 2 L's, right?
Yes.
That's good. So the quote, of course, was from Van Gogh, as I had to pop in and say that. Why did you select this quote?
Not to be too sentimental. Well, I guess quotes are always kind of sentimental. I'm not really an inspirational quote kind of person, but I just really like that one. I can remember it was at my grandma's funeral is when they said that, and it was the thing that stood out to me the most, and the thing I'll always remember, so I love it.
Ah, yeah. So you identify emotionally, connect with it emotionally.
Yes, that's the best way to put it.
Well, thank you for choosing that. Shout out to Van Gogh for all the good paintings. Just so for the listeners, a little introduction for Allison. She's one of the cool kids on Twitter. Very funny, doing the fun jokes, dank memes, having all the fun online, selfies, asking for selfies, taking selfies, all the good stuff. All the good things, none of the bad things. Also, hosts a podcast, so mic technique sounds excellent. And I'm very happy to have her on the show. Welcome, Allison.
Thank you, Steven. You're so full of compliments.
Woo.
Jeez.
All well deserved. Everyone loves you, so I was really happy when you agreed to come on because I really wanted to talk to you and get your story and talk about your tweets because it's great to know all the fun people. That was my buttering up the guests part, and now we got to get into your backstory, fill in the listeners on what it is that brought you to this point. How'd you get to be on this podcast? So you said you're from Utah?
Yeah, I'm from Ogden, Utah. It's like it's the very northern Utah. It's not the cool Red Rocks, but I still like it.
Okay, so it's a northern Utah thing?
Yeah.
No, Red Rock's like southern Utah, I'm guessing?
Yeah. Like the delicate arch is like the picture of Utah that everyone can like recognize, but that's really far away. And it's like where I am, it's like really mountainous and snowy, and then down there's like nice. I'm in the like sad part.
Well, the mountains sound nice.
Yeah, they're good.
It's
They're
always
decent.
nice to see mountains. When I was living in Southern California, in Palm Springs, I would open the door in the morning and just like, oh, there's the mountains. That's so nice. Because where I am now in Southern Ontario, it is all flat.
Oh.
It's mostly flat. We have some hills, but some ski hills, but no mountains. Not the real thing like you got out there. You probably got some crazy like ski resorts up there, right? Like that's those super top-notch ski resorts and stuff.
Yeah, that's what like when I meet people like from far or like when I've been to like abroad. Sorry, that came out really convoluted. Like when I've been abroad, and like told people I'm from Utah, they're like, "Oh, I went there to this fancy skiing resort," so that's like what everyone apparently does or knows about, or the Red Rocks, obviously. Yeah, there's lots of fancy resorts and stuff. I don't usually go to them because they're very expensive, and I don't even snowboard or ski, which is kind of boring and lame.
Oh, no, that's okay. Yeah. So have you been to the mountain over there or no?
Yes. Yeah, I've been
good.
to lots of like the resorts, and I've been snowboarding. I just don't usually
Yeah, you don't have your own board.
buy a pass or anything. No, I have a board even.
You do have your own board. Well, then you're a snowboarder, I'd say.
Well, okay, so I got the board because my cousin is kind of let's see. How do I say it nicely? She just, I don't know, stopped being into it, and I just inherited it, so I'm like a fake.
I got it. It's a hand-me-down snowboard.
Yeah. That's the simple way.
Yeah, I've only been snowboarding once, which is kind of embarrassing to say. Most of the time I went skiing. Like growing up, I'd always go skiing, and then sort of snowboarding got popular like in high school, I guess, but I always stuck with skiing because I just knew it. But then I did try the snowboarding when I went to Big Bear in California, and you could like snowboard in your t-shirt because it was so warm. And then I tried it, but I was not good at all. So, you end up falling a lot. So
Yes.
I was incredibly sore the next day and was like, yeah, maybe I'll just stick with skiing.
Yeah, it's really hard if you haven't done it for like a long time. You're just like, I'm not into falling consistently for hours, so I don't know if I'll do this again.
Yeah, I'm sure if once you get over that hump where you're not falling down all the time, I'm sure it's a lot of fun. The getting there was really painful.
Oh yeah, definitely. Wait, are you from Canada?
Yep.
And then you just lived in have you just lived a bunch of different places, or?
A couple of different places, but yeah, that was part of my university co-op thing. So I lived and worked down there. Had a visa for 6 months in Palm Springs. Worked at a private resort community, and it was very nice, very fancy, And then I also lived in England for a bit at a golf course, and that was all part of my co-op program from my university program, and it was great. Yeah. So that was my world traveling.
That's very classy.
It was
In
good.
my opinion.
Yeah. What about your world travels that you mentioned? Where have you been?
Let's see. When I was like 22, I think, I went and lived in Peru for a few months.
Hmm.
Which was really good. It was a really good experience. That's mostly where I met random people that were like, yeah, I've been skiing in Utah because they're so worldly. Um,
And
and
rich?
then what?
And rich, maybe?
Yes, yeah, probably. Um, and then I'm just trying to think of like where interesting places I've been. I have been around Europe, like a bunch of places, like the Czech Republic and Germany and Italy and France and stuff like that. Never to the UK though.
Not to the UK. Okay, that's interesting. But to sort of Eastern Europe and Italy. That sounds good.
Yeah, yeah, it was a good experience.
That's awesome. Italy is definitely on my list. My wife's family, like her dad is originally from Italy. So I think that's on our list of places to go and check out soon. So did anything cool happen there? Were these all like family trips or you just backpacking it or how's it working?
Yeah, I was just backpacking. It was my friend was on a like study abroad and he was ending it and I was like, okay, I'll just come meet you there. So I kind of like forced someone to let me come on their European vacation.
Well, that's a good way to do it because way better to do it with a pal, right? And if they're already there, that
Yeah.
saves on airfare first of all. And when you're in Europe, like jetting around in there is so cheap, right? You can just go. It's like 60 pounds to fly, to Amsterdam from somewhere. You're just like, all right, I'll just go for the day. Those little
Yeah,
puddle
we
jumper
took
planes.
no, I took the Eurail, the
Yep.
train
Mhm.
everywhere. I
That's
didn't
good.
take a plane. I would like to have because that would probably be faster. But yeah, I took a train everywhere. Didn't you say you met your wife, like your dog is named after your university? Speaking of,
Yes. Speaking of that, that is correct. So to University of Guelph, go Griffins. That is the mascot. The dog in question is also named Griffin, Australian Shepherd. Shout out to Griffin, and shout out to my wife Kat, who also went to U of G. So that is a bit more of the backstory for you listeners.
okay, yeah, sorry,
That part
backtrack a
of it
little
was
bit.
true. That part of it was true. Yes.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah, you have a very good memory for these facts. Picking them
I
out.
can I can remember all our online interactions, not in a creepy way,
Really?
in a
That's
pleasant way.
that's very cool. I wish my memory was better. It's all kind of blurs together now.
Yeah, that happens online. Well, I don't think I could remember all of them. I can just remember that. And then one time you said the new Paramore sounds too much like Haim, but that was pretty recently.
Yeah, I did say that. That was quite recently. I did think that. I was a big Paramore fan. Like I was. I know you had the thread about ranking Paramore songs. You were like putting them 1v1, which you tend to do, which is another fun thing that you do. Just like some cool interactions with the community. And so I weighed in on that. And then I wanted to really like get a confirmation from you to say that yes, you thought that it sounded like Haim, or no, you don't think that it sounded like that.
I have never listened to them, as evidenced by how I just said their name wrong, I guess.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. That's how I heard that it was pronounced.
No, like I've never listened to them. I saw them on an episode of Documentary Now. Have you ever watched that?
No, but it's on my list. Yeah, it looks like just a classic funny.
Yeah, they were on an episode of it that was probably the best episode. It's about, well, I'll tell you this later. Listeners don't need to hear this. I
Spoiler
guess.
alert for Documentary Now. I guess.
Yeah, I'm not being sponsored, unfortunately.
Right, but definitely an episode to check out. But yeah, I'm
That's
not. I
engaging.
wouldn't say that I am a fan necessarily, like of Haim, but I do like a couple of their singles, and I get their general vibe and sound. That's what I was thinking. That Paramore song kind of sounded like it.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt it. So do they sound kind of 80s?
Yeah, like the harmony and yeah, all the sounds. It just sounded very sonically similar.
Okay. I never finished that thread. I got like tired and forgot to finish it.
Were you
I'm
gonna
just
like
thinking out loud.
were you gonna rank all the songs or what? Was that your goal?
Yeah, like a bunch of them, but then I got tired and was like, I'm not
Yeah,
I'm not doing this.
those threads can be a lot of work. people replying to them and with their weird opinions on what songs sound like. I apologize for that.
No, you're good. I liked it. Sorry, I'm making you diverge like way far off the path of your show.
Yeah, if we were talking about traveling in Europe and places that you had traveled. So what's your top 3 like places you've been, would like to go back to, or like would live there kind of place?
Cinque Terre. That's probably not even how you say it, right? It's the 5 cities in Italy. There's like a famous picture of them where it's like all these tiny houses on the shore that are like so colorful. If I showed you, do you know where it is?
Is on the Amalfi Coast?
Oh, I don't even know. I sound like I just made that up. No, I don't know where the Amalfi Coast.
Well, it sounds like it's along the water, right?
Yes. It probably is. Yes, it is on the Amalfi Coast.
Well, I've heard of that. And I know what it looks like. Yes, very beautiful. Those bright houses and the sharp cliffs sort of, and the turquoise blue water. Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah. I wasn't there for very long. That's my excuse for like not... I'm like, the Amalfi Coast, what the heck is that? No.
But you were there. You were actually, on the coast.
Yes. I loved it.
And you enjoyed it. But it was a whirlwind tour, so you weren't there very long. You were just there like a day or two, or...
Yeah, it was it was very tiring. And then another place I would recommend is Vienna, Austria, or my second favorite.
I have heard Austria is amazing to visit, like incredibly, like mind-blowingly historic stuff. Where you're like, well, like, this is Mozart's house. I'm like, huh? Cool.
Yeah, it's beautiful and it's like really clean, which is nice.
Oh yeah, that's a good thing for a city to be.
I mean, yeah, like, I guess I'll put Paris at number 3, and Paris is really, really pretty, but it's kind of dirty. Like, you've probably been there, but...
Yes, I did visit there when I was stationed in England, and it is a bit stinky in certain areas. Yes, it's got that real city feel where someone just peed in that alley.
Yeah, it adds to its charm. I'm not saying anything against Paris. Love it. I'm just saying in comparison to Vienna, it's dirty.
Yeah. So germaphobes, maybe check Austria first.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So visit Austria. Paris was very nice, though. Also one of those like cool historic. We're just like, oh, that. Oh, and there's that. The Louvre, the Notre Dame. There's everything.
Yeah, Notre Dame. Have you seen the cartoon movie, The Hunchback of Notre Dame?
I would like to say yes, but I don't really recall all the details.
It's on Hulu, just in case you want to catch up on it. Mm-hmm. But I just remember going to, this sounds really dumb, but I was in Paris and I was like really surprised. Like it seemed way smaller than I anticipated. And I was like, I think I was basing this off of an animated movie, my expectations.
Right. And you might have been smaller when you saw the movie, so even bigger.
True.
It would seem even bigger.
Yeah. I do watch it kind of frequently for an adult, and it takes on a weird meaning.
I guess it's not as big as I thought either. When you go in, you're like, oh yeah, it's just sort of like, it's big. It is big, don't get me wrong. But yeah, it could be bigger. Maybe it just feels like it's bigger, like the importance of the building is bigger.
Yes. Yeah, it's very cool. I'm not trying to knock it. I'm just saying those Disney cartoons gave me unrealistic expectations.
Yeah, and unrealistic expectations about what the job of bell ringer is like. He was really swinging on those ropes. I don't know about that.
Yeah, that was probably a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for?
It was like exaggerated. It was embellished.
Yeah.
His rope swinging skills.
Yeah, they were probably decent, not as good as the cartoon.
Yeah, well, it was nice of them to bump up the skills, though. It really helps the film.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, that's good. I think that sort of helps us get to know you a little bit better. I think we all got to know you now.
I think it did because I am kind of scatterbrained and made you go off on a really weird area.
Yeah, a couple different good tangents
there. That's all you need
there.
to know.
Yeah, well, now everyone knows about Griff, my dog.
Oh, yeah.
First shout out for him, I think, on the pod, so thank you.
He's welcome.
And he's a good boy.
Yeah, you put out a picture of him. He seems like a good boy based on the photo.
Yes, he's a good boy. And thank you. All right, so that brings us to your tweets. We got some tweets here from Suge Knight. And currently your name is Murder, She Twote. You like to change your name up every so often. It's like what the cool kids do. Like I mentioned, you're one of those cool kids. So any reason for this iteration?
I'm not a cool kid. I think you're way cooler than I am, Steven, to be perfectly honest.
That's
But,
what a cool kid would say.
yeah. It's like Murder, She Wrote, the TV show with Angela Lansbury.
A classic.
Yeah, and one time I tweeted that I was mad because I made that crime podcast that we talked about earlier, and it's called Cracking Open a Cold Case.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't think is a bad name, but I was like, oh no, we should have named it something having to do with Murder, She Wrote. And somebody replied with Murder, She Twote, and I was like, ooh, nice. And then I stole it, so.
Nice. So shout out to whoever replied that. Good tag.
Yeah. I'm like, you're not getting any credit from me. It's all me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like it. But you already have the name of the podcast. It's locked in. You got a growing fan base. You guys got to keep it, right?
Yeah. We got to keep it straight.
Yeah.
The guy who thought of the name, his name is At Life on a Plate.
At Life on a Plate. Hope you're listening. You got the official shout out. Attribution.
Just giving credit where credit is due.
And I appreciate that. I try to do that as well. And it is important in today's steal a tweet age.
True. Yes.
I'm glad that we're on the same page for that as well. So thank you for that attribution. And the first tweet is... Two bees just fell out of a tree from having sex. When they noticed I saw them, they tried to tell me they were wrestling.
Oh my gosh, I liked how you did that. That was way better. That was great reading. Yeah.
I kind of screwed it up, but I recovered there at the end.
Oh, no, it was perfect. I thought it was amazing.
So this one is very funny. Your tweets are kind of sometimes weird, which is great for jokes.
Yeah. It's mostly just not thinking about what I'm saying. It's not like I'm like, this is so weird, it's cool. It's just like I'm dumb and don't think before I send it.
That's even better. Just no filter, just type it and go.
Yeah.
Is that what happened with this one?
Yes. I was on a hike and I saw two bees fall out of a tree. But the ending part did not happen, where they said they were wrestling.
Obviously.
Sorry.
That's that sweet Allison twist that you just spiced up the joke with, and that's what makes it funny. Extra funny. The bees falling out of the tree is funny, but the fact that actually happened raises some eyebrows.
Yeah, I think all of the tweets that I sent you are from 2015, and I don't know why. I was just thinking, I was so pure back then and didn't have all this internet experience and would just probably rattle off even weirder stuff. So I don't know. I just thought that was a good time period to send stuff from.
You hadn't been tainted by the internet?
Yeah.
Hadn't been worn down by all the memes?
Yeah, the internet's just worn me down since then. I'm aged.
So if we compared some of your 2017 tweets to these 2015 tweets, it would be night and day?
No. I have no, style or rhyme or reason. You have, expert puns, which is good. I commend you for that. I don't have, I don't think I have a brand that's that established.
I think you have a unique voice. Sort of honest weirdness. It's straightforward, but with a strange tip, on a strange tip or whatever. It is hard to explain, but I do think you have a voice, a specific voice.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. It's true. So that was the first tweet, and now let's read the second tweet. Do you have the tweets? Would you like to read one?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, do it.
Oh, okay. I chose this one just because I wanted to, be spicy on this podcast of yours.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it was from 2015, and it was Jesus who said, "Choose between your gay parents and organized religion. Um, and I mean, this tweet is not like, I mean, I think it's kind of funny, but the point of it was, this is why I thought it would be interesting to give it to you as one of my tweets, is because it was at the time we were in, so I live in Utah where everything's super Mormon, right? Don't worry, I'm not trying to make like a storm of religious, like anything. Don't worry.
I know.
Just like where it's super Mormon, and they came out with this policy where you like can't be Mormon and have gay parents or something. Right. And so that's what the thing was on, and because I was like super disappointed at the time, like really sad about it, like I still am, but just that was what that was about, and that like got retweeted by a bunch of accounts and stuff, and that's like how like a bunch of my friends, like some of them will say that's like the first time they ever saw me like on their timeline. That sounds really official and kind of
right, like someone else retweeted you back into their timeline.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. So it's like major accounts in your Utah community were getting it around.
Yes, yeah.
Because it's a Utah specific. So what, they changed the law so you can't have gay parents? So you can't be like a new Mormon and have gay parents kind of thing? Like, no.
You couldn't, like, if your parents were gay, you couldn't come to church. I really can't remember. I haven't even kept up on anything. Like, I'm inactive. not trying. I feel like I'm getting like way too. I've seen like I'm trying to get like into a religious discussion. I'm not. I swear. I'm just like thought it would be interesting. But yeah, I haven't kept up on it. But at the time, it was like really disappointing to me.
That is disappointing, and I am interested in it because I don't know very much about the Mormon faith. It is Utah based. I'm guessing that's like the hub. Is it?
Yes.
That's like the main spot. That's like the hot spot.
Yes. There's like Nauvoo is in the east. That's where a bunch of people. Well, I think that's where it started. I sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, but I've lived in Utah for like 25 years now. So sorry.
So hit us with the details.
But I just haven't brushed up in a while. Yeah, so it's like in Illinois where like the main temple was. But yeah, there's just have all these controversial policies, and now it's kind of weird because they'll come out with something that's kind of like seems like it's welcoming to gay people, to LGBT people, and then they'll like they had a conference this weekend that kind of reiterated the original thing where you can't be Mormon and gay at the same time and stuff like that. I don't know. It's really...
So they're like doubling down on their like homophobia policies.
It's like it's hard because it goes back and forth. It seems like it's getting more loose, and then they're like, but wait, rest assured, we're still against it.
They crank it back. Well, it's tough. It's like, you get Obama for so often, right? And then you got to crank it back, go backwards, 2 steps forward and 1 step back.
Oh, yeah.
That's the general way that it goes. Well,
yeah,
it's unfortunate.
It's probably, is it nice to, you get to watch from Canada? You don't have to be...
It's, it's like, it's good in a way because, we're not there and we have our own systems that, have some problems, but they're pretty good, I think, for the most part. But it's like a completely different situation, like we're a colony and you guys were like, we ain't no colony no mo, and changed everything up. And then you had your own fight, right? Internal fight. And that changed stuff too. So it's like really, it's different. It's different, but it still affects us. Like Trump is like going to pull out of the NAFTA, North America Free Trade Agreement, or he's going to change all the details of it, and it's probably not going to be good. So it does, affect us when stuff like that happens, but, we just got to kind of, like you, just deal with it.
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing? Just dealing with it?
I don't know. I think I'm more just like living life, like denying it.
Ah, yes.
Just ignoring everything.
Denial. I'm sure it'll be over soon. I just like to think that everyone will be like, we made a mistake. We'll fix it in the next thing.
Wouldn't you think he'd like quit or be dead by now?
I thought that he would have been impeached like within the first 3 months. That was just like, at the time, I was just like, oh, well, he's got all this legal action against him, and literally everything he does seems to be against like the Constitution from what I know about it. But I guess you need quite a lot of evidence and stuff like that. So hopefully the Mueller guy comes out with some stuff. But we've just been sitting here, we just been watching. We're just like a popcorn gif up here, just watching.
You guys just get to hang out and look at Justin Trudeau,
We
the male
sure
model.
do. Yeah, if you he'll like kayak up to your cottage and be like, "Hey, what's up?"
Yeah, do you guys hang?
We haven't, but he does just sometimes show up random places. He shows up at pretty cool places. He's a pretty chill guy, but unfortunately, not all his policies are great. He made a bunch of promises in his campaign that he hasn't lived up to, like voting reform and all this other stuff. So he's not 100% perfect, like nobody is. But I think a lot of the outside world sort of gets caught up in like he was wearing Chewbacca socks. Like, oh yeah, he was, but there are still some issues. It's politics, though.
Yeah. Well, I have a follow-up question, not having to do with Justin Trudeau.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about Caillou, the Canadian children's show?
It's a great question. Personally, I don't want to speak for any other Canadians, make a blanket statement, but I am not a fan of Caillou. I am against Caillou and watching Caillou. Yeah, I never really got into it. It's a no for me. If it's a Dragon's Den, it's a no for me. So what about you? How do you know Caillou?
I hate him.
Perfect. That's the
my
right
nephews
answer.
watch him.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. But children's entertainment, it's not for everyone. Why is he bald?
There's like, if you Google him, there's a lot of fan theories that he's like has cancer or like he died and now the whole thing is like a look back on his life. I can't remember. I'd have to look it up. Sorry,
those internet conspiracy theories about Caillou.
Yeah. Sorry, I keep coming up. I'm like, no, I'm in the danger zone where I kind of know about stuff, but then I'm like, I don't completely know. So I can't say with confidence what it is. Like with the gay policy, I'm like, I can't even back it up. I know that you can't. Just at the time they said if you had gay parents, you couldn't come to Mormon church. And so, yeah, bringing it back to that original thing.
Got it. Yeah, that's sort of the area that I operate in most of the time. I have some information, like just a taste, just like I saw a headline, did not click the article, but I saw the headline, and that's what I'm going on, and I'll relay that headline as fact to the next person if it comes up. Like,
and they'll be like, "Where did you get that from? What?
Yeah, what is your source?"
Like, yikes! I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was a BuzzFeed listicle.
Yeah.
I think it was a Men's Health article.
From 2005, yeah.
Yeah. So, fake news, disinformation, it's all out there. Yes. Watch out, listeners.
Yes.
So, that brings us to the third tweet that you have selected. So, thank you very much for picking the tweet. And the tweet is this. A meme so dank, your ex-wife lets you see the kids. That is good. I retweeted this yesterday, and it got a lot of heat. It seems like people were loving it. It was quite popular. The internet kids liked the meme.
Oh, thank you for retweeting it. And also thank you for the dramatic reading. That was amazing.
Thanks. So is it true? Have you seen this, a meme so dank?
I would like to believe it's true. I haven't seen it, but nice. Stranger things have happened.
Yeah. Like the Stranger Things meme. Remember when everyone got that title generator and you just type whatever?
Oh, yeah.
So Stranger Things has happened in a meme.
There's somebody recently did the Stranger Things meme on my timeline and did Rick Astley, Never Gonna Give You Up. They Rick rolled me through a Stranger Things meme recently.
Nice. So you still get Rickrolled. You still get Rickrolled. People still do it.
I listened to that song yesterday. It was on the radio, and I listened to it purposely.
So the radio Rickrolled you also.
Yeah. Yes. It never stops.
It's a great song. I got nothing.
It's catchy.
It is catchy. It is good. And I always picture the guy running up the wall from the video.
Do you remember that part?
I can't remember a guy running up a wall. I can remember the rest of the video.
So yeah, he's
now
like,
you're making me doubt myself.
well, he's like shimmy shaking in a trench coat in like the one part, but there's he has like dancers dancing around him, and then the one part dancer like does the thing where they run up the wall and do a backflip over, and it's like just a great move.
It sounds amazing. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna rickroll myself
when
later.
you get the chance, go ahead and rickroll yourself. Make sure to watch the whole video to see that cool wall jump flip.
Okay, I will. Was
All
it
right.
Rick Astley doesn't do it? Someone else does it?
Yeah, it's one of the dancers, a backup dancer.
Have you ever seen the music video for "It's Raining Men"?
No, I don't think I have. Actually, I've seen the Jerry Halliwell one. Do you remember? She did a version of "It's Raining Men" when she went solo. And that
like
video
Spice
was
Girls?
so she left Spice Girls and did solo, and like her first big single was like a cover of "It's Raining Men," but that's not the video you're talking about.
No, the one from the 80s. I was just thinking about notable ones. They're wearing trench coats. It's like extremely spicy. You'll love it. I'll send it to you.
Okay, nice. I'll have to check it out. And for the listeners, you can pause it right now and check it out.
Yeah, you have the internet. You can go find it. Yeah.
So yeah, dank memes bringing the divorcees back together. It's a lovely sentiment, and I like that one. Thank you for choosing it.
Oh, no problem. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, that's good. All right, so that brings us to tweets from others that you have selected. From literally hundreds of tweets, you have chosen these 3. So maybe would you like to read the first? Or A1?
Yeah. Sorry that I chose one with an expletive in it. I didn't know what your policy was.
Shit, that's okay. We can swear.
Oh, cool. What's the word I'm looking for? Censor this myself.
Self-censor, yeah.
Okay, F, marry, kill, better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. And
That's a great one.
yeah, I don't like the person. It's just one of those things where it's a random person who just like, it has 377 likes, so it doesn't even have like a ton of likes to be like viral. I sound like such a loser millennial, but yeah, one time my friend DM'd me that like more than a year ago, and I just thought it was like one of my favorite tweets since then.
That's good. That's what I wanted. I wanted tweets that you identify with. Ones when you're like, what are the best tweets that I can think of? Ones that come to mind because you just identify with, remember how much you laughed or liked it. So I appreciate it. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a viral tweet or anything like that. It just has to be one that you like, and that is why this is a good pick. So the person was at Grewevy, so Grewevy, just for proper attribution.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I wasn't.
That's okay. And they're tweeted from Notre Dame, Indiana, I think.
Oh, yeah, it's so random.
Weird coincidence.
See, if you scroll down, I wrote under it, this is one of my favorite tweets of all time. But yeah, that's why it took me forever to give you tweets, is because I was like, I need to get the good ones. I can't just like do what comes to mind.
Yes, and I appreciate your diligence, dedication to picking the right tweets.
Anytime. I had to give it 100%.
You gave it 100 with 2 underlines.
Exactly.
So the next tweet, I'll take it over, is from classic Twitter user at HumanPog, currently known as Capitalism Liker, and his tweet is, y'all ever jump on Call of Duty just to get your slam poetry out there? I'm assuming that's what his voice sounds like, so.
I know, because he has a picture of I don't think that's him in the Avi. It's an old guy.
Yeah, I think that's like an old newscaster.
Let's give him the courtesy of just assuming he's a hot male model that looks like Justin Trudeau.
Okay.
Okay.
Then maybe his voice would be a little different.
Okay, he's a Justin Trudeau. He looks like him, but he has that raspy voice that's kind of old.
Yeah. So if you talk to him on the phone, you'd be like, ugh. But if you saw him in person, you'd be like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. Human Pog, everyone. So did this one connect with you emotionally? Do you play Call of Duty?
No. I don't know. I just think I'm sure I've heard some poems that I actually thought were like really good and like resonated with me, but I just thought that was a really hilarious concept.
Yeah, it is very funny.
I don't play Xbox Live. I don't know if I give that vibe that I just drink Dew and hop on Xbox Live all day, but
Yeah, you don't seem like a gamer.
yeah. But he's like one of my favorite tweeters of all time. Like he has this one that's like the whole school was shut down because he slam dunked so hard in the gym or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that one was good. Yeah, he has a lot of classic tweets. Again, that's sort of like he's like an all-star weird Twitter guy.
He's the Michael Jordan of Twitter.
Yeah, the Michael Jordan of baseball of Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so there we go. 2 tweets down. This one brings us to the final tweet that you have selected. Next tweet comes from Adam Browd. And the tweet.
Good job.
Maybe you can be the person and I'll be the interviewer. So it's an interview.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Am I original? Yeah. Am I sexual? Yeah.
All right, I guess. And how about any weaknesses? It's one of the interview tweets.
I can't give it as much pizzazz as you do. I'm sorry.
I thought that was enough pizzazz, but I was wondering if you were going to sing it like the song lyrics that they are.
No, I wasn't going to.
Like Nick Carter
I should
would.
have.
Yeah.
I can't harmonize like him, so.
Okay, that's fair. Fair enough. A good tweet. Thank you for picking it. This is a fellow Utah person?
Yes. He lives in Provo, which is the epicenter of Mormons and wholesomeness.
That's the hotspot, the center.
Yes.
Nice.
I don't live there, but I love Adam Browd. He's one of the best on Twitter.
He's great. Yes, definitely everyone follow him. ADAMBROUD on Twitter. Very funny tweets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I love BSB, so I had to choose it.
That's what it was. I was wondering if we were going to get to the bottom of it, and it was that you are a Backstreet Boys fan.
Yeah. Are you?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't mind them. Back in the day, they had some good songs on the radio and whatnot. Dancing in the Rain, they pioneered that. Right?
They invented it.
Yeah.
No one had done it before.
Well, I mean, maybe
1995.
the guys from Singing in the Rain, but other than that, they brought it back.
Yeah, exactly.
And that the lyric that this song is from, right? The haunted house video. What's it called? Everybody, Backstreet's Back.
Yes.
Everybody, parenthetical, Backstreet's Back. Yeah, that's I mean, that's just a classic video, right? When that came out and they played the full version all the time, it's like 10 minutes long.
So, yeah, I love a good full version of a music video when they're not. You just need to dedicate 10 minutes to it, however long it is, 5.
Yeah, and I think that they had the right idea because Halloween ones, there's always that year-end Halloween special where they can just play the full version. So, like, you see the Thriller one, another classic long video. I think that's what they were trying to get to.
Oh, yeah, they totally didn't get to Thriller level. No,
no, they definitely didn't. But the one dance move where they go, yeah, I think that's a pretty good move.
Yeah, I should have. Yeah, sorry, I should have practiced singing that part for reading this. Good grief.
Okay.
But yeah, still a good tweet. Everyone can just read it and use their minds.
Good tweet. Everyone use your minds. Watch the video before reading the tweet, and you'll get it.
True.
All right. Yes. So, what? Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I just keep talking over you. I was gonna say, do you have a lot of youngsters that don't appreciate Backstreet Boys that listen in here on this?
I think so. Yeah. The demographic. I think there's a wide demographic. You do have your Backstreet Boys super fans, then your regular Backstreet Boys fans, then probably your fair weather Backstreet Boys fans, then your sort of acquaintance Backstreet Boys fans, then your non-Backstreet Boys fans. So I think the listeners of this show run the gamut. They span all the sides of the spectrum of Backstreet Boys fans. Where would you sort of land?
Ooh, super fan, duh.
Super fan? So how many times have you seen them live?
Only once.
I don't know. That sounds like a super fan.
Okay, but to be fair, when they were on their heyday, I was 8.
Sounds like the perfect thing to ask your mom to take you to.
You know what, Steven? Just let me have this, okay?
Okay. No, I believe you. You're a super fan. Howie's your favorite. It's okay.
Okay. I guess I'm not a super fan if I haven't seen them 10 times. Okay.
No. You don't have to see them live a ton of times. You just have to pledge your undying love to their music.
I have given them. I've FedExed all of them a vial of my blood. Does that count?
Yeah, I think that's a different different spot on the spectrum. It's past super fan.
Yeah. It's something unhealthy.
It's something indeed. So shout out to the Backstreet Boys. If you're listening, definitely send Allison a note. Suge Knight on Twitter. She would love to hear from you.
Oh, I knew that they listened to this. That's why I had to bring them up.
Well, you did it. And now your life is going to change. So that brings us. So thank you for choosing those tweets. And now that brings us to questions from Twitter. First question comes from friend of the show, Tom at Trojan Sauce. Be sure to check out his brand new podcast about music. Interested in music? Podcast at InterestedPod on Twitter. And his questions are thrice, and they are thusly. 1. What is the most goth thing you ever done? So let's take them one at a time. Most goth thing you ever done?
What is the most goth thing I've ever done? I had like days to think about this, but I was like, I've done so much goth stuff in my day, you know?
And we should mention he's asking because that used to be your screen name. You're a goth for a while.
No, he's asking because I give off goth vibes.
Because you're straight goth.
Yeah, my username used to be Goth Marilyn Manson. Let's see, what would I qualify? One time, Steven, let's see. The most gothic thing I've ever done is probably. Sorry, I'm putting lots of pressure on myself to come up with a good goth answer. Okay, I guess it would probably be when I was like 20, or actually maybe I was younger than that. One time at like 2 a.m, I dyed my hair black.
Okay.
That's not super goth.
I don't know. I think that is super goth.
But that's the most goth thing I can come up with right now. Like,
well, I think that tracks. It's goth, and you did it. So.
Oh no! Here's a better answer. Okay, I searched my own tweets because I was like, I can't think of anything good goth I've done. So, one time I work at a flower shop and I was taking flowers to a funeral, and there was a hearse driver there, and I fell in love with him instantly. And that's the most goth thing I've ever done.
Oh, yeah. Whatever happened to that?
I drove away and we never spoke again.
Oh, no. You didn't put in one of those, you didn't put in like misconnections? Like you were driving a hearse. I was delivering flowers.
I should have.
Yeah.
Craigslist is where people go to get murdered. And there's nothing more goth than getting murdered, am I right?
Yeah. I mean, and hearse driver was like the perfect cover.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah. It was like a young guy. It wasn't like an old, decrepit, gross hearse driver. Just so you know.
I trust your attraction instincts or whatever. I'm sure your radar is good.
Thanks.
So the second question from Tom is, would you rather drink a frog or eat a helicopter?
What are the logistics of that? I've been meaning to ask that. Like,
well, I mean, let's just break it down. Drinking a frog, that is straightforward.
Yeah.
Blend tech, we got it. Eating a helicopter, it is, I don't know, it's a challenge. You could try to blend up the parts, but it would be still pretty like big chunks of metal and circuits, plastic.
Yeah. I'd rather drink a frog. No,
Absolutely.
like love amphibians and everything, but I just wouldn't want to have to live with the weight of a helicopter inside of me.
It would be a lot. You wouldn't be able to eat it in one sitting. Like the frog, you could probably do it just like blam.
Yeah.
Helicopter, it's gonna take a while.
Yeah, drinking a frog would be quick and easy.
And that is the correct answer. So there you go. Tom, great question. And his third question. What percentage of your life do you think about death?
A realistic figure, let's see, like 63%.
That is, I mean,
That's actually really
that
high.
is gonna be the answer to number one?
That's true. No, okay, that was a bit high. Let me. I'll give the final figures 33%.
Okay, that's reasonable.
I
33.3 repeating percent.
sleep 8 hours a day, and then I think about death 8 hours a day, and then I work 8 hours a day. So
Yeah, so a cool third of your life.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
What do you? What's gonna be on your tombstone? You got any cool? Have you been thinking about it?
Okay, so it's Mufasa. You know, on Lion King when Mufasa's in the clouds talking to
Yeah.
Simba.
Mm-hmm.
It's me and Mufasa in the cloud painted on my tombstone.
Nice.
Yeah, I haven't even thought about this since like 2012 or something.
But that's locked in. That's going.
yeah,
That's
I was
going
just
in the
like-
will.
Yeah, you didn't even. I didn't have forewarning that was gonna happen. I just knew it.
Well, that sounds pretty cool. Now I'm second guessing what my stuff's gonna be.
What is yours? What's your plan?
I don't know. Well, I have to think about it. Haven't been spending 33.3% of my life thinking about it. So I'll need to go back and regroup, but I will let you know when I think of it.
Not all of us can be goth. It takes a lot of commitment.
It seems like a lot of work. Seems like a
Yeah.
lot of work. Yeah.
If you need help deciding, just let me know. But don't take my idea.
Right. No. That's yours. And for everyone listening, patent pending. She called it. You heard it here first. Timestamped.
Exactly. Yeah.
Great. So thank you very much, Tom, and everyone give him a follow at Trojan Sauce, and everyone listen to his podcast about music because it will be interesting. So the next question comes from Mark DeYoung at St. Mark 402. Mary Boff Kill. So that's, I think, another nice way of saying F.
Yeah.
Mary F. Kill. Nathan Fielder. Brandon Flowers. Zach Baggins. Did I
Do you know-
pronounce? No, I do not know that last one.
Do you know who that is?
I don't.
You know Ghost Adventures on Travel Channel where they like hunt ghosts?
No, but okay.
You're gonna have to look it up. It's pretty sweet. Zach Baggins wears like Janko jeans and like, well, they're probably not legit Janko jeans, but he just dresses like a buckle guy with like bedazzled butt jeans and like greased up hair and stuff.
Okay. A real character.
Yeah, he's an interesting guy, and he hunts ghosts. It's a pretty good show. They like are supposed to be tough ghost hunters, and they'll hear a noise and be like, "Bro, what was that? Holy shit!" And like, it's just really, it's a good time. But anyway, I would definitely marry Nathan Fielder.
Yes.
Oh yeah, do you love Nathan For You?
Love it. Love Nathan.
It's so good.
All of it. Just the best. So Nathan Fielder, yeah, he's the best. He was from BC, but then came to Toronto he did comedy in the scene for a while before moving to LA and making it huge. And Nathan For You is, one of the best shows. So original and crazy. And if you haven't seen it, you gotta pause the podcast right now and watch all the episodes.
It's amazing. You forgot to mention that he got really, really good grades.
Yes, he
in
did.
that.
He surely did. And I believe he went to Queen's. Good on Ontario University.
Go Canada. And then I would F Brandon Flowers and then kill Zach Bagans. I think you're supposed to say it like that. I'm not really.
Bagans?
Yeah.
What was that?
Holy shit. It was.
It was the ghost of Zach Bagans. What
No
happens to
offense.
ghost hunters when they die? That would be like when a cop goes to prison. It's them and all the ghosts that they've hunted.
Oh, yeah, that would be amazing.
Now that's your show.
Have you seen the Nathan For You A Celebration where they have a new psychic?
Yes, I saw that. What was the new psychic part?
So the ghost realtor, she should actually team up with Zach Bagans, actually, now that I'm reflecting on it.
Actually, I do remember the part, and they were talking, they're like, got him to be a medium.
Yeah, that just a random guy, and he's like, did OJ do it? And he's like, he is not telling you this, but I am. And I'm saying yes. I don't know. It's not funny coming from me at all, but yeah.
No, but you gotta see it. You gotta watch all the Nathan For You up to a celebration. Then you gotta watch a celebration. Then you gotta watch the new season, which is airing now.
Yes. We're not even being sponsored to say this.
No, but just, I love it that much that I'm willing to stake my reputation on it.
Good. Yeah, that's what I was hanging out with my friend and I was like, you've never seen it? Let's watch it. And he was like, what if I hate it? And I was like, well, if you hate it, then we're not going to be friends anymore.
Yeah, that is the correct stance to take.
Yeah.
There you go, Mark. Thank you for your question. And the next question comes from our good pal, Zach, at name starts with Z or Z, depending on if you're from Canada or not. Definitely everyone give Zach a follow. He is one of the funniest dudes out there. I love his tweet about the townspeople testing catapults.
Yes. If you love Torn by Natalie Imbruglia, or however you say her name.
That's correct.
You'll love him.
Yeah, and I do love it.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
For real.
Only 90s kids gonna get this, but it's legit.
Yeah. Oh, wait, what's the question? I'm
The
ready.
question from Zach is, coolest method of transportation? Boat, plane, car, train, bus, skateboard, trebuchet, being carried by a large bird, or other.
Oh.
A lot of good options. A lot of normal and good options.
Off the bat, I would say being carried by a bird because it reminds me kind of like Jumanji type of a occurrence.
Okay.
I know that a bird doesn't carry a person, they carry the board game, but I'm still going to say it's Jumanji-ish.
Yeah. You're a lot like the board game Jumanji.
Oh, am I? Do I scare children? Or I mean, yeah, do I?
Yeah, that's the main similarity.
Oh, good. Okay.
But I can see it. You just like hold out your arms, hold them wide, and the bird just like grabs you by your shoulders, kind of thing, and you're like, "Let's go to Costco."
Yeah,
And then
if
it
the
just
bird,
flaps away.
you don't even have to pay for anything because it'll probably go catch its own fish.
Yeah, there's no gas. It would only be like you would probably want to wear like shoulder pads or something because of the talons.
Yeah, that would be painful if you didn't get some strong pads.
Yeah, because of the talons. So that's
The
a great
large talons.
that's a great answer. I wonder if Zach would have answered trebuchet.
I mean, when he's on your show, I'll ask him that.
That would be great. Zach, you hear that? You're coming on.
Yes, this is a prequel. Or I mean, yeah.
It's a prequel
the
for
pre-show.
sure, yeah. And so the last question comes to us from Joel Crass. And I think you've already answered this, but he asks, will you do a rap for us?
Oh, yeah, and I automatically I know I'm not supposed to do this, but I was just like, nope. I can barely make, like, coherent sentences, like, on the spot, especially if it's being recorded. Can't do a rap.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm not talented like my father, the real Suge Knight, Suge.
That's fine. The answer to your question, Joel, is no.
Actually, I was just going to say I don't think Suge Knight raps. Sorry. I'm snoping my own previous comment.
I don't know, does he? He might have way back in the day, before he became just like the behind-the-scenes guy. Wasn't he like he's a producer or something?
Yeah, he's a producer. He probably could. He could probably do like a few verses. Like,
He's probably got some bars.
yeah. He probably wrote them like 20 years ago and then used them whenever someone asked him to freestyle.
Oh, that's just a good trick. We should all do that. You should have your freestyle bars for here, but that's okay that you don't. So sorry, Joel.
Sorry.
The answer is still no. The answer continues to be no.
Yeah, I didn't warm up to that idea with more thought.
Yeah. He gave you some time to think about it, and you decided that you're not gonna rap. All right. That's fine. A little anticlimactic of a finish, but no, that wasn't. It was a lovely finish, and I think we should wrap up by mentioning your podcast, Cracking Open a Cold Case. Tell us about it.
Yes.
Do tell.
It is a true crime podcast where we just talk about crimes, and it's not spooky because you know how there's lots of podcasts where I mean, crimes are spooky things, and so they get dramatic, and so it's just kind of lighthearted, and it's definitely not as professional sounding as Steven Skinner's.
Oh
but
my, I'm sure it
get there.
is. Well, your mic technique, I must say, is great. Sounding loud and
Thanks.
clear. You're very well spoken, so everyone should go check it out. Cracking Open a Cold Case. What are some episodes that they should check out? What are your favorites?
Ooh, that's a good question. I love the one about Elisa Lamb, just because it's a really interesting story. And, ooh, sorry, I have a bunch on my mind right now. I'm going to look at an actual thing. There's a few times that we've done, like, mini episodes, so they were shorter, so you didn't have to, like, spend an hour.
Okay,
Those are
minisodes.
both really good.
Okay.
Yeah, minisodes.
So you got 2 minisodes and like 15 or 13 regular length?
Regular.
Hour long?
Yes.
Full. So you get a
Yes.
full resolution from A to the end, you know? You get a wrap up?
Yes.
That's good.
I really like the ones by Patty Hearst and Mark Hoffman because I have 2 of my friends on there. Actually, Mark or Saint Mark 6 or one of those guys that asked the question.
Yep.
I can't even think of his handle.
Saint
He's on
Mark
one of those.
402.
He's on both of those episodes, and my other friend, who's at Vince Vints, is on those. And then the girl that's usually on it with me does not get active on Twitter, so who cares about her?
You can still say her name.
Her name's Caitlin, and we just love true crimes and drinking cold bevs while we talk about them.
Was it wines? Because that would have rhymed pretty good.
No, we're not classy enough. We just drink like fountain drinks.
I was just thinking that could have kind of have been like a rap. It would have been like, yeah, we just love old crimes and we love drinking wines. That's a rap. That's it.
You're trying to trick me into freestyle rapping, aren't you?
I was so close. If you could have just gotten the vibes I was sending to say wines.
I can't believe how sneaky Canadians are.
So that, I think, will do it. Thank you so much, Allison, for joining me today. It was great having you. Is there anything you'd like to say as we wrap up? And then I will play the theme song.
Is there anything I'd like to say? Not that I can think of. Usually I would impart really deep wisdom, but I can't come up with any right now.
All right, so on the count of 3, you're going to hit us with that deep wisdom. I'll give you 3 seconds to think of the deepest wisdom, and then 2 and 1 wisdom.
Oh my gosh, you're playing a funky beat over my wisdom?
Yeah.
Okay, be kind to animals.
Thank you. Thank you, oh wise one.
Thank you, Steven. I had a great time.
Bueno, eso es todo. Espero que te haya gustado el episodio de esta semana con Allison. Si lo hicieras, me encantaría saber de ti. Siga at FOTS Pod on Twitter y haga una pregunta para futuros huéspedes. No necesita seguir at Skinner Steven, pero si lo hiciera, sería lo mejor. Visita StevenWSkinner.com para ver todos los viejos episodios y suscríbete para recibir un nuevo episodio todos los lunes. Gracias a Ruby Coast por la música. Muchas gracias por escuchar. Que tengas una buena